Hello, and welcome to Tales for Life. In each episode of this podcast, we'll explore a folk or fairy tale from a different culture or region and discover the life lessons, values, and morals they offer that we can use today. Join me on the journey through the magical and meaningful world of folk and fairy tales. Hello, and welcome to Tales for Life, the podcast that journeys through life one tale at a time. Thank you for being here with me for a thoughtful episode titled, What Patience Makes Possible. We live in a fast-paced world. New technology promised to give us more leisure time, but instead it's convinced us that everything should happen right away. We expect instant answers, instant results, instant change. And that mindset spills over into our goals too. If something looks like it'll take a long time, months, years, or even just longer than we'd like, we often shy away from it. We tell ourselves, it's not worth the wait. Why can't we have it all now? But that thinking leads us astray. Sure, there are things we can get quickly, and sometimes that's convenient. But how meaningful are those quick wins? What did we really accomplish if it required almost no effort, no growth, no perseverance? The truth is, many of the things that matter most, the things that shape us, strengthen us, or heal us, don't happen overnight. What seems out of reach, or even impossible, often just needs time, steady effort, and a willingness to move slowly. And that brings us to today's story. It's a tale about someone who wants something deeply, something that feels far beyond her grasp. She could try to force it, rush it, or demand it. Instead, she learns that the path forward is calmer, gentler, and far more patient than she expected. From Korea, this is The Tiger's Whisker. A young woman named Yoon-uk came one day to the house of a mountain hermit to seek his help. The hermit was a sage of great renown and a maker of charms and magic potions. When Yoon-uk entered his house, the hermit said, without raising his eyes from the fire into which he was looking, "Why are you here?" Yoon-uk said, "Oh, famous sage, I am in distress. Make me a potion." Yes, make a potion. Everyone needs potions. Can we cure a sick world with a potion?" "Master," Yoon-uk replied, "if you do not help me, I am truly lost." "Well, what is your story?" the hermit said, resigned at last to listen. "It is my husband," Yoon-uk said. "He is very dear to me. For the past 3 years he has been away fighting in the wars. Now that he has returned, he hardly speaks to me, or to anyone else. If I speak, he doesn't seem to hear. When he talks at all, it is roughly. If I serve him food not to his liking, he pushes it aside and angrily leaves the room. Sometimes, when he should be working in the rice field, I see him sitting idly on top of the hill looking toward the sea." "Yes, so it is sometimes when young men come back from the wars," the hermit said. "Go on." "There is no more to tell," learned one. "I want a potion to give my husband so that he will be loving and gentle, as he used to be." "Ha! So simple is it?" the hermit said. "A potion. Very well, come back in 3 days and I will tell you what we shall need for such a potion." 3 days later, Yoon-uk returned to the home of the mountain sage. "I have looked into it," he told her. "Your potion can be made, but the most essential ingredient is the whisker of a living tiger. Bring me this whisker, and I will give you what you need." "The whisker of a living tiger?" Yoon-uk said. "How could I possibly get it?" "If the potion is important enough, you will succeed," the hermit said. He turned his head away, not wishing to talk anymore. Yoon-uk went home. she thought a great deal about how she would get the tiger's whisker. Then one night when her husband was asleep, she crept from her house with a bowl of rice and meat sauce in her hand. She went to the place on the mountain where a tiger was known to live. Standing far off from the tiger's cave, she held out the bowl of food, calling the tiger to come and eat. The tiger did not come. The next night, Yun-uk went again, this time a little bit closer. Again, she offered a bowl of food. Every night, Yun-uk went to the mountain, each time a few steps nearer the tiger's cave than the night before. Little by little, the tiger became accustomed to seeing her there. One night, Yun-uk approached to within a stone's throw of the tiger's cave. This time, the tiger came a few steps toward her and stopped. The two of them stood looking at one another in the moonlight. It happened again the following night, and this time they were so close that Yun-uk could talk to the tiger in a soft, soothing voice. The next night, after looking carefully into Yun-uk's eyes, the tiger ate the food that she held out for him. After that, when Yun-uk came in the night, she found the tiger waiting for her on the trail. When the tiger had eaten, Yun-uk could gently rub his head with her hand. Nearly 6 months had passed since the night of her first visit. At last, one night after caressing the animal's head, Yun-uk said, "Oh, tiger, generous animal, I must have one of your whiskers. Do not be angry with me." And she snipped off one of the whiskers. The tiger did not become angry as she had feared he might. Yun-uk went down the trail, not walking but running, with the whisker clutched tightly in her hand. The next morning, she was at the mountain hermit's house just as the sun was rising from the sea. "Oh, famous one," she cried, "I have it! I have the tiger's whisker! Now you can make me the potion you promised so that my husband will be loving and gentle again." The hermit took the whisker and examined it. Satisfied that it had really come from a tiger, he leaned forward and dropped it into the fire that burned in his fireplace. "Oh, sir," the young woman called in anguish, "what have you done with it?" "Tell me how you obtained it," the hermit said. "Why, I went to the mountain each night with a little bowl of food. At first I stood afar, and I came a little closer each time, gaining the tiger's confidence. I spoke gently and soothingly to him, to make him understand I wished him only good. I was patient. Each night I brought him food, knowing that he would not eat. But I did not give up. I came again and again. I never spoke harshly. I never reproached him. And at last one night he took a few steps toward me. A time came when he would meet me on the trail and eat out of the bowl that I held in my hands. I rubbed his head, and he made happy sounds in his throat. Only after that did I take the whisker." "Yes, yes," the hermit said. "You tamed the tiger and won his confidence and love." "But you have thrown the whisker in the fire," Yun-uk cried. "It is all for nothing." "No, I do not think it is all for nothing," the hermit said. "The whisker is no longer needed. Yun-uk, let me ask you, is a man more vicious than a tiger? Is he less responsive to kindness and understanding? If you can win the love and confidence of a wild and bloodthirsty animal by gentleness and patience, surely you can do the same with your husband?" Hearing this, Yun-uk stood speechless for a moment. Then she went down the trail, turning over in her mind the truth she had learned in the house of the mountain hermit. It's a popular Korean tale that you may have heard before, but its popularity is really just a sign of the priceless wisdom it carries. So let's take a moment to look at what it offers us. First, the importance of the task. When the young woman asks the hermit how she's supposed to get a whisker from a tiger, he doesn't give her a step-by-step plan. He simply tells her that if her desire is important enough, she'll succeed. And that's a powerful truth. How important is your goal or task to you? That's the real measuring stick for how likely you are to reach it. If it matters deeply, you'll find a way forward. Second, any goal or task that truly matters isn't going to happen overnight. Success, whatever that looks like for you, isn't a flash of lightning. It's an effort. It's showing up day after day, keeping at it, trying again, getting a little closer each time. In the story, it took the young woman 6 months just to get the whisker, and who knows how many more months it took to reach her husband's heart. But the lesson stays the same. If it's important, you'll take the time and make the effort. Patience makes it possible. As you head into your week, remember that the beginning of any meaningful task often looks like nothing is happening. That's normal. Just keep going. Keep making the effort. Keep showing up. That's how things shift from impossible to patience possible. Thanks again for listening, and I hope you'll join me next time for another episode of Tales for Life.